Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to our video. This will be the first in a series of videos produced by the Islamic Society for our YouTube channel. In this video, we'll cover three key sections. The first is to explain what some of the dodgiest Oxford terms are. The second is to hear from our panelists what to pack, some of those life hacks. The third is to give you some of the key locations in Oxford to know. With that done, we'll introduce our three panelists.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm Aisha, a psychologist at Brasenose, and I'm the Female Welfare and Social Officer of the ISOC.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm Farabi, a second year engineer at Mansfield and the Brothers Welfare Officer for this year, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm Fatma. I'm a DPhil student in cybersecurity at Exeter College and I'm the Graduate Welfare Officer this year.
And with that, inshallah, we'll launch into our video. So in this first section of the video, we're going to be covering some of the key terms that you should know in Oxford. With that, let's get started. First, what is matriculation?
Matriculation is the way you officially become part of the uni. It's like a fancy ceremony where you wear like a fancy clothes and you attend a ceremony where you hear Latin being spoken. It's like a nice traditional way to become officially part of the uni.
All right, subfusk.
Subfusk is the college gown, cap, ribbon/bow tie, and basically outfit that you have to wear to matriculation, graduation, I think with a different gown, and your exams.
Someone explain what a college family is.
Your college family is basically just made up of your college parents who you'll be introduced to later on, and they're normally students from older years in your same course, and then your college siblings would be people from also similar courses to you and have the same parents.
All right, what's a plodge?
A plodge is a amalgamation of porter's lodge. It's just plodge. Porters are like the people like that like security guard or the people at the front gate of your college, and they're essentially like they look after the college, and where they like remain or stay during the whole time is the porter's lodge, the plodge.
All right, what's a bod card?
Bod card is your Bodleian card, so it's the card that lets you take out books from the library. It's basically your university card at Oxford, and you need it to get in and out of pretty much all the libraries. So
this one sounds similar to plodge, but pidge.
Your pidge is basically like your own personal post box where all your post is forwarded and all college announcements are also forwarded to your pidge, and it's located in the plodge.
Yeah,
right,
short for pigeonholes, but yes.
Yeah, basically it's a pigeonhole.
All right. Okay, what is a JCR and what is an MCR and what's the difference between the two?
A JCR stands for Junior Common Room and an MCR is Mature Common Room. I don't know, I can't remember the name. Anyway, it's basically just so JCR is for undergrads and your MCR is for graduate students, and it's basically just a common room for each for grads and undergrads, and so each JCR and MCR will have their own committee and they'll organize college-wide events for the undergrads or the grads, and yeah, so most of your problems, if you have any problems within your course or within your college, then a lot of the time you'll go to your JCR or MCR.
Yeah, so when you hear JCR or MCR, that'll usually either mean the physical space, like a social space within your college, or the committee that runs the college, like student affairs. Okay, someone tell me what Michaelmas, Hilary, and Trinity are.
There are three terms of the year, Michaelmas, Hilary, and Trinity in chronological order as well. Like Oxford has words for everything, so there are three terms of the year, and the way to remember it is Michaelmas is similar to Christmas, that's the first term. Trinity is number 3, there's 3 in Trinity, so it's the third term. Hilary is the other one, so just remember it like that.
Okay. What is Saturday of second week?
So that would be the second week out. Okay, so Oxford has 8-week terms, and everything is sort of dated according to those weeks. So Saturday of second week would be something in the second week of term out of the 8 weeks. So it's just like a system that's used to mark events.
Nice. For the graduates among us, what is a DPhil?
So DPhil is basically stands for your doctorate in philosophy, and it's the same thing as a PhD. Oxford just has its own term for it, But one word of advice, if you're introducing yourself to international grads, not international grads, but students from other universities, then it might be easier to just say you're a PhD student. But within Oxbridge, then DPhil is fine.
Okay. Who and what is a dean?
A dean is like the head of your college in terms of your studies. Like I think like director of studies, or someone who, like a senior tutor, someone who you'd go to for like advice, or they essentially look over your academic progress.
Yeah, they also deal with like discipline issues if you guys mess around in colleges too much.
Yeah.
What are collections?
So at the start of every term, or almost every term, you'll have these mock exams. They're quite chill. They're in your college, like in your hall or something like that. And they're just sort of to track your own progress and see how you're going. So they're just mock exams at the start of term, basically, and they don't count towards anything.
Okay, what does someone mean if they say they're rusticating?
So rustication is when you take a year out for either mental health reasons or personal reasons, and you just take a year out of your degree. So you don't have any contact with your course or your college during that time, but when you join the university again, it's just as if you've taken a gap year.
Yeah, so you literally like join back to when you left. So if you left in like the second term of your second year, then you literally join back then 1 year later in the exact same time. Essentially, that's what it is.
Yeah, and like they said, that could be for a variety of reasons: personal,
Yeah.
mental health, anything. Okay, so what are mods and prelims?
So prelims are your end of first year exams that almost every subject will have. The difference between mods and prelims is that mods is a term earlier. So those are the exams that you'll have at the end of Hilary instead of the end of Trinity term, which are the second and third week of term, as Farabi said. So if you do psychology or law, you'll have mods and exams at the end of Hilary, whereas almost every other subject, you'll have prelims at the end of Trinity. And that's just in first year.
Yep, so for mods, it's end of the second term of your first year. For prelims, it's end of the third term of your first year.
And
All
neither
right.
of them count again towards your degree.
Yep. Except in some subjects, actually. I think in law and medicine, it does count.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I made that up, but
It doesn't. I don't think it
law
counts
doesn't
towards
count.
your degree, but they're more important because they help you get like courses and some law thing. I
Internships and
don't know.
stuff.
Yeah.
okay, cool. For any potential freshers, what is a fresher?
A fresher it's like a wide term, but it's when you're in your first year of university, you're fresh into the university. You're a fresher. I think everyone knew what a fresher was. I can't lie.
All right. What is a finalist?
So a finalist is basically just someone who is in the final year of their degree, and so it's not normally used during the times of their exams, since they're the most important exams in their whole degree.
Cool. Who are the porters? Probably mentioned this earlier, but who are the porters?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go for it.
the porters are just the people at the porters lodge who look over college and check who's coming in and out. They're there for questions and stuff like that.
Cool. What's a formal?
It's a fancy dinner basically. You might so it's like a dinner in a college hall. You might have to wear the subfast that you mentioned earlier to your hall. It's like a nice setting that you can go to and like feel very special if you want.
And this one's
Meal
reserved.
as well.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying it's a 3-course meal as well. And there's different dress codes for different colleges.
Yeah, they give you like 3 sets of forks, spoons, and plates, and it's pretty confusing.
Yeah, you got to know how to eat basically when you're there.
Yeah.
Don't want to embarrass yourself.
Okay, and lastly, this one's reserved for Farabi because he has a very good way of explaining it. What is Radcam?
A Radcam is short for the Radcliffe Camera, which is just another building in Oxford. And a top tip about Oxford is if you don't know what a building is in Oxford, it tends to be another library. And that's essentially what Radcam is. It's just another library.
And that's the end of our first round. This second section is going to be a lot shorter. We're going to be asking each of our 3 panelists to name 3 items that they would definitely recommend you to bring to Oxford. You guys ready?
Yep.
Cool, let's go. Aisha, start off.
So I would recommend bringing a desk lamp. Mine was awful. I switched it on and it made 0 difference. And then I realized the bulb just it's just horrible. So bring a desk lamp just in case your room's not well lit. But yeah.
So I'd recommend bringing bed sheets because not all colleges will provide them. A lot of the time you'll also have to bring pillows or a duvet, but yeah, get your bed sheets sorted as soon as you come up. Bring them with you if you can.
So this isn't something you'd pack, but make sure to have a bike because there's barely any cars in Oxford. Everyone rides a bike, and even if your lectures and stuff are closed, it's nice to get there quickly and also just cycle around Oxford. It's a nice place to cycle around.
Back to Aisha.
Sorry?
Back to you.
Oh, extension leads because you don't know where the plug sockets in your room will be.
True.
I'd say coat hangers because if your college does provide coat hangers, which not all colleges do, there'll be very few, and you'll find that you need a lot more during the year. So bringing coat hangers if you can would be helpful.
Try and buy one of those travel mirrors. They're really light, but they're quite like body length as well. Because the only mirror in your room might be the one in your bathroom, and that's not great. So mirror if you need it.
This is a bit extra, but I would recommend, if you can, bringing a mini freezer, which is just full of your home cooked food, because college cooking facilities will vary depending on which college you are. So Brasenose doesn't have kitchens in first year. So if I was ever bored of boiled vegetables in hall, then I could just have my mum's or dad's home cooked chicken, for example, from my mini freezer. So I definitely recommend bringing that if you can. But it's not
having your mum's food is
essential.
like the biggest life hack.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You have to have like food from home and just heat it up.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, carry on.
So this is really important, I'd say, for Muslim freshers in particular. And I think it's something that not all international freshers will know. So UK bathrooms do not come with any facilities to wash yourself once you're done using the bathroom. So you bring a water bottle that you can place in the bathroom to help.
Yeah, that's out of all the advice given, that's probably the most important one. So ignore everything else. Remember that one. My one is bring formal clothes to wear to formal or to wear to yourself. So like you need a blazer, and rather than have to buy, everyone usually has a blazer. So just bring that one, and it just saves money and it's no hassle.
Yeah, and finally, just to make it 10, bring a prayer mat if you guys want, because there is a prayer room in Central Oxford, but a lot of the time you won't have the ability to go there, and so it's useful to have it with you, when you're in your department or a library or something like that, to take a room to the side and pray. Cool. In our third and final section, we're going to be looking at some of the key locations in Oxford. Okay, so 3 panelists, you ready again?
Yep.
Okay. Where do you go if you want to pray?
You go to the ISOC prayer room, which is located in Central Oxford, just opposite Keble College. It's open 24/7. We have all 5 salah every day in congregation, Jumu'ah as well. So, alhamdulillah, we're really lucky to have it in Oxford.
Yeah, and potentially some colleges have prayer rooms as well, but you have to check with your college. Where do you go if you want to buy Subfusk?
So there's a number of shops both online and in store. So there's the university shop, which you can order Subfusk online from. But some that are more easier are Shepherds and Woodwards, which is in Central Oxford, and there's also Walters of Oxford, which is also in Central Oxford, and it's really easy. You can, if you want to go in store, the shop assistants are really experienced in this, so you can just go and they'll either measure you or take your size, and they'll provide you all the Subfusk needed for your academic degree.
Okay, where do you go if you want to go for a run?
You can go anywhere, but Uni Parks is nice, and apparently there's a track in Italy, so you could go there if you wanted.
Okay, I'm going to ask myself this one, but where do you go if you want to stargaze? There are 2 really good places to do it. Well, there are 3 actually. The first is the cloisters at New College. That's something that I've been doing every night for a while, so it's a great place and I totally recommend it. The second is Port Meadow, because it's slightly outside Oxford. It's like a massive field where people can just lay down. Some people go camping there and everything, so it's really cool. The third place is I think it's called the Radcliffe Observatory, but if you want, you can book tickets with them to go and see through one of their telescopes, because it's one of the leading things in the world, or leading observatories in the world. Yeah. Back to normality. Where do you go if you want to get an ice cream?
There's a lot of dessert parlors around Oxford. There's one called a chain called G&D's. There's also Creams in a town just outside Oxford called Cowley. That's like, I think the main ones.
Cool. Where'd you go if you want to go shopping?
There's Westgate Shopping Centre, which is the big shopping centre in Oxford, and it's right on the high street. And they also have the biggest Sainsbury's that's in Oxford, which took me ages to find, but it's right there. So, yeah. There's also mini Sainsbury's and Tesco's, sorry, around Oxford though.
Yeah, there are plenty of I don't think at any college you're further than 5 or 10 minutes away from a Sainsbury's or a Tesco. So wherever you are, you've always got somewhere to shop. But yeah, halal butchers, for those of us that are lucky enough to have like cooking facilities.
Yeah, so there's a couple. The main one is called Tehmeed Store, which is on Cowley Road, towards the start. And there's some others dotted around Cowley Road. So there's one opposite of Tesco on Cowley Road, which is further down. But yeah, those are the main ones where you would get halal meat from.
Cool. For those of us that want to get bigger when we're at uni, where'd you go for a workout?
So some colleges have college gyms, but also IFLI. So a lot of the time the colleges will have like links to IFLI, so you can get a free membership or a subsidized membership. And IFLI has a gym, which is about a 15-minute walk from the centre of Oxford. Yeah,
and if you want to pay private, I think there's also a Buzz gym and a Pure gym in central Oxford, near Westgate, which is the shopping centre.
They're actually cheaper than like London ones as well, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, London prices are next level compared to Oxford. Okay, if you want to buy and fix a bike, where would you go?
So Oxford, because it's literally a biking city, there's a lot of places where you can go to buy a bike, fix a bike. There's a lot scattered around, like Pembroke College, Christchurch College. There's also a really big Halfords just outside Oxford in a town called Botley. I bought my bike from there, and they repair bikes as well. So like bike issues shouldn't be a problem.
And finally, unless anyone else wants to kind of contribute any key locations, what's the best kebab van in Oxford?
Hassan's. It's the best.
Why?
Because it's the only one I've been to, but also he's just really nice. And, you know, I'm friends with his daughter. She does psychology at Brooks. So it's just, I don't know, it's nice. The hummus salad and falafel wrap with chili sauce and yogurt mint is delicious.
Yeah, there are loads of kebab vans around Oxford.
Yeah, there's also Najaz. I'm only going to plug it because that was the first kebab van I went to in Oxford. But they do really good stuff at a decent price, and they have really good wraps and sandwiches. And I think they're open at longer times than Hassan's as well. Like whenever I go to Hassan's, it's closed.
Yeah, just with these kebab vans, they usually open in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so but apart from Najaz is open during the day.
Yeah, Najaz is open during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they apart from Najaz, they usually open for people that kind of are drunk and go clubbing or whatever.
No, well, they open at about 6-7 o'clock. They tend to open when it gets dark, so it will move back a little bit as the night changes. But you can get it from like 7, but then they're open for the rest of the night. So
cool. Any other locations you guys want to shout out in Oxford?
No.
There is probably one more. OSIS is a really good one. So OSIS, what is it called? OSIS, what does it stand for?
Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies.
Everyone said that once, you might have heard that, but Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies apparently. And that's got a really good like mosque prayer space there as well. There's like a library for Islamic books if you want to access those. And yeah, it's just a really good social space as well. Cool, that's the end of our video or section on locations. Okay, and that's the end of our video where we focused on 3 key sections, some dodgy Oxford terms, key advice on what to pack, and some of the most important places to know in Oxford. Inshallah, you found this video useful, and we hope to see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.